by slamming sand.
Wow, three-point bomb from the North Coast.
We definitely have ourselves a ball king here.
What a contest going right around Australia on Fox.
Hello and welcome to the 1998 Mitsubishi Challenge here on Fox Sports. I'm Steve Carfino, bringing you all the action live from the Calypso Powerhouse, where the 36ers host the Sydney Kings, and it should be a high-scoring game. But to tell you more about the statistics is the former coach of the Brisbane Bullets, the driving force behind the man that took them to the playoffs 2 years in a row, David Ingham.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, we've got two quality teams in action tonight. They both score a lot of points, so they're leading the league in 1 and 2 in scoring, and don't turn the ball over a lot, so we can expect a high-quality contest.
Also on the glass, the Adelaide 36ers are very dominant.
Yes, and it perhaps is a bit of a weakness of Sydney's and a place they have to step up.
And the imports for the Sydney Kings?
Well, I think that they're the ones that are going to have to step up, and they can start by helping on the boards.
Well, Shane Heal was a great player before he went over to the NBA and played for the Minnesota Timberwolves, but he has really stepped his game up.
I think Shane has improved all round. His game is at a much higher level, and it makes all the players around him a lot better.
And Phil Smythe making his debut as a head coach for the Adelaide 36ers.
Yeah, well, you certainly can't fault him so far. A narrow loss to Magic and 2 wins, so Phil's heading in the right direction.
And your tip?
I'm actually going to tip Adelaide. I think the home court advantage, and Sydney, I think we're a bit lucky last weekend.
Okay, the hometown boy going for his hometown 36ers. Should be a great one. The Adelaide 36ers and the Sydney Kings.
Hello. Yes, welcome to the Calypso Powerhouse. The starting fives for the 36ers: Darnell Mee, Brett Maher, Martin Catalini in one forward spot, Kevin Brooks in the other forwards, and Paul Reese in the center.
And starting for the Sydney Kings, they'll go with the hammer at point guard, and he's been in sensational form so far in the season. Shane Heal, number 23, at the off guard, Aaron Trahair, and he's been having a splendid year too, shooting the basketball very well, lining up at the 2 spot. Number 3 is Stephen Whitehead. He's going to play the 3 spot. He is number 8, of course, and Matt Nova's the power forward. He sets a lot of screens, picks up a few boards. They really need a little bit more production out of him, I think, if he's going to play the minutes that he's going to play. And then Matty Nielsen, the man that put the stake through the hearts of the Melbourne Tigers.
And from the benches for the Adelaide 36ers, we have Rupert Sapwell, Scott Ninnis, who will come on and provide some speed, John Riley, who is renowned for his outside shooting, Mark Davis, the rock of the Adelaide 36ers, and Dean Brogan in his first season.
A very solid bench for the 36ers. The Sydney Kings are pretty solid too. They have the youngest player ever to be drafted by the Phoenix Suns. Steven Jackson will come off the bench for them. Brad Rosen, the lightning rod. Scotty McGregor hasn't been playing a whole lot of minutes, but he's right up there in the field goal percentage. Brad Williams comes in, he does his slashing and picks up a few boards. And the man that really turned the game around for the Sydney Kings last week, getting that double-figure points and double-figure rebounds against the Tigers, Bruce Bolden.
Bruce Bolden actually stepped in and played 35 minutes, which is a lot of minutes for someone like Bruce Bolden.
It sure is. 23 points and 11 boards against the Tigers. He was in red-hot form. Let's see how many minutes he will log up tonight in a very tough game. You know how tough it is to win here at the Powerhouse.
It's one of the nicest stadiums in the league, and when everyone's in here and they get some atmosphere going, it's certainly hard for the visiting team.
And there you get a look at the Adelaide 36ers. Mark Davis, you can see the back of him right there, and hasn't he had a sensational career? I was looking through their stats, their team stats, career-wise, out of 20 statistical categories as the team of the 36ers, he is on top of 14 of them.
Well, I think Mark Davis was undoubtedly the leader in Adelaide, and they had a hell of a team for a long time there, but I think he was the leader of this team for a good 10 years, and it's great to see Adelaide letting him play out his career, I think, in fine style.
And there's the man right there. Mark Davis always gets a big cheer when he comes out in player introductions. That's the man that everybody wants to see. Kevin Brooks putting up some great numbers, isn't he?
Kevin Brooks is surprisingly shooting 73% from the three-point line for 11 from 15 attempts, which is fairly handy for someone that's 6'8".
And Phil Smythe. Or just look at that man right there. I'm sure you're going to see a lot of that face as the year goes on and as the years go on. What a great player he was.
just you know, a stalwart for Australia and also for the National Basketball League in general. And he looks very relaxed as a coach, and I'm sure he's enjoying himself.
Yeah, he sure does. I had the opportunity to play against him when he was a great player. Everybody talked about what a great player he was, but it wasn't hype. He was an excellent player, probably the only true point guard. And Shane Heal's really kind of coming to the party as far as that concerned, but Phil Smythe, he was really the catalyst.
He was the floor general, and you know, really he was a coach on the floor, and that's why I think he was stepping into the coaching role with ease.
And it's a national anthem by Michelle Crowden. Once again, that was Michelle Crowden with that rendition of Advanced Australia Fair, and another sellout crowd here at the Clipsal Powerhouse, and they're looking forward to a very good game here against the Sydney Kings. Sydney Kings red hot, 3-0. Very good start for Sydney, especially after a disappointing year last year.
Yes, Billy Tomlinson stepped into the fold there. I also think Shane Hill coming back from the NBA has helped them, but they've been on the road and come up with 3 good victories.
A few player changes for both of these clubs, and of course that's Billy Tomlinson, the coach for the Sydney Kings. And I know it's early in the season and he's 3-0, but he has done a tremendous job with the Kings.
He has. They're playing with a lot of composure. I think coming back from 20 points down in the 3rd quarter last week told a lot about the Sydney Kings.
Well, this is a big one. And how quickly do you think they'll go to Bruce Bolden if things aren't going well for the Sydney Kings?
Well, it'll be interesting. I really think coming back from 20 points down last week, Sydney are either going to come out very sluggish or they're going to come out at 100 miles an hour.
This is a huge game for both of these clubs. It's always important to win those home games, so that's why it's such a big one for Adelaide. But really, the Sydney Kings, if they can pull off a win here in Adelaide, a lot of people will be thinking that they're for real.
Yeah, I think it's a first real test for Adelaide as well. They lost that game to Magic, but really they beat Townsville on the back end of a Perth-Adelaide double, and they took care of North Melbourne pretty easily. So I think this is a big test for Adelaide. I'm also very interested in Martin Catalini. He's averaging a double-double so far this season and is obviously thriving under Phil Smythe's coaching.
And he's shooting the ball from the perimeter, too. He's got some very good statistics outside the three-point arc.
Yeah, he's shooting 50% from the three-point line, 52% from inside the three-point line. And he's 10 rebounds a game, so he's doing it all.
We're about to get underway. Mr. Butler will throw the ball up. Gets the okay from Ian Watts. And we are underway. Shane Heal with the basketball. Sets up on the wing. Here comes the ball screen. Out to Whitehead. Back into Nielsen. Good rebound, Matt Nova.
That's what he's got to do. We've got to see Nova and Jackson especially hitting those boards hard for Sydney.
And Sydney's Australian content is so strong, so it is possible to have 2 imports as role players.
Yes, well, when you've got that many options as Sydney have, you know, there's a salary cap in this league and it's not always available to get superstars. Great basket by Matty Nielsen, a nice little right-hand hook shot.
And he has to be effective inside for the Sydney Kings, especially early in the game. Don't want to get behind here against Adelaide. Catalini with a tough one, just in and out. Shane Heal with the rebound.
Interesting, both teams are going to on-ball screen from the first play. Again, Sydney on-ball screen.
Heel with a nice pass to Nova. And another good pass to Nielsen is blocked. Again, good clean block. Here come the 36ers. Marr to Catalini. Count it.
Again, great block. There was a block by Marr and one by Darnell Mee, which set up the fast break for Adelaide. Martin Catalini with a very efficient finish.
Into Matty Nielsen again. Spins baseline. Nice quick move.
Matty Nielsen has got 2 or 3 good shots off from the low post and is hurting Adelaide down there already at this early stage.
6'9", he runs the floor like a deer, and also he's got a good touch around the basket, very quick for his size.
I also think that he's inside outside. He can score from the perimeter as well as down low.
Well, sometimes when you're young, you have to do whatever it takes to get into the lineup, and it looks like he's done it. Nova with another big board. Whitehead for 3.
Big 3. Sydney coming out on the boards. It's been their deficiency over recent weeks, but to come out and get a couple of big offensive rebounds, and Stephen Whitehead makes Adelaide pay with a big 3.
Well, Adelaide leads the league in total rebounds, so it'll be a test for the Kings. Marr from the wing to Kevin Brooks. He can shoot that off the mark. Pulled down by Nova. Taps it to Heel. Bad pass. Darnell Mee gets it. Mee to Catalini for 3. Off the mark. Brooks with a big rebound. Steps back. Nice shot.
Both teams are hurting each other on the offensive boards. That's a big rebound to Adelaide. We need to see more blocking out from both teams.
Heel from way downtown hits the side of the backboard. That's way off. Brooks on the break. The big fella can handle the rock too. Up top to Mee, over to Marr.
Lots of standing in the Adelaide offense. They were standing looking at Catalini. You got to move without the ball.
Nova throws it right to Kevin Brooks. He picks it off.
Sloppy turnover. That's just giving baskets away.
Shane Heel settles down the Sydney Kings on their attack. Trahair from up top. Nice pull-up Jay going to the right. Medium range jump shot goes down for number 13, Aaron Trahair.
Aaron Trahair also shooting 50% from the floor this season.
Marr looks the 3 over. It's short. Rebound by Nielsen to Heel. Cross court to Aaron Trahair. He's making it to the basket. Nielsen, quick move to the right. Nice shot.
Again, Matty Nielsen going to work down in the paint.
Martin Catalini back to Marr. Good ball movement. Mee drives to the right. Can't get it to finish. Paul Rees on the glass, and he's a big body.
Again, offensive rebounds. They're really hurting each other. We need to see more defensive blocking out from both teams.
Kings up 10-8. 8:10 to play. Aaron Trahair from downtown misses. Brett Marr picks up the board ahead to Darnell Mee. Kicks it back to Kevin Brooks. That's long. Nova with a big board. Here come the Kings. Heel on the break, around the back to Trahair. Off the window with the left hand. No good. Brooks to Marr. That's long. Another rebound to Nielsen. And that's why these teams lead the competition in scoring. This is going up and down.
Up and down, and they're firing it up without any hesitation.
Heel to Nova, who's wide open, decides to throw it to Nielsen. Can't get the handle on it.
As you can see, Sydney are going to a lot of on-ball screens with Shane Hill. Adelaide have to make a decision. Do they try and get through that, or do they trap Shane Hill, which will leave a player open for Sydney, and Adelaide have to get into defensive rotation.
Well, Shane Hill likes it when they double team. He can throw some dandy passes for buckets for his club. Mee, fall away jump shots good over Aaron Trahair. Big height difference.
And it's not bad when your point guard can go down to the low post and pull up a very efficient move like that.
Nielsen up top. Trahair to Heel. That's for three, and it's good.
Great shot. Nice pass from Aaron Trahair. Sydney running a little bit of triangle offense. Shane Hill coming off a down screen for a nice look for a three-pointer.
That gives him a three-point lead. Nielsen with another steal to Whitehead. 2-on-2 break. He pulls up for a three. That was never going to miss.
Confidence all the way. Confidence, confidence. There you go. Just off the dribble. It's not an easy shot to do. It looks easy, but pulling up off the dribble like that on a fast break, it's one of those where the coach says, no, 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 good shot.
Just like that one, Kevin Brooks catches the basketball ready to shoot in rhythm.
Again, everyone's firing it up from the outside. There is no hesitation when it comes to pulling the trigger with these two teams.
Aaron Trahair for another three. Nielsen on the board, gets slapped. No call. He's complaining about it.
Again, offensive rebounds. Sydney are doing a very good job on the board so far this week.
Catalini passes out of the double team. Reversal to Kevin Brooks. Make no mistake, he can fill it up.
You can see when Martin Catalini got the ball in the low post, Stephen Whitehead went to trap him, and that trap caused the open man. Adelaide moved the ball efficiently. Kevin Brooks knocking it down the shot on the end of it.
Heel into Nova.
Oh, offensive foul.
Called for a hook.
That's not a bad thing. I think Nova's got to get the ball down in the low post and really make a presence of himself down there. So I think it's a good thing for Sydney to look at him early.
Well, he can make the adjustments too in the low post, but you always want your player to be aggressive if they get a couple of aggressive calls. I'm sure that Billy Tomlinson can live with that. And we start play back up. Mee to Mar. To the man who's been filling it up from the three-point line, Kevin Brooks. Mar to Mark Davis, who's checked into games. Darnell Mee from downtown doesn't get the roll, but there's another offensive rebound.
And a big block from behind by Matty Nielsen. Adelaide ball from the baseline. As you can see, Matt Nielsen came from two men removed to block that shot.
Davis thinks
Sydney
about
are
it.
in a zone here on it. They're out of bounds from the baseline. They've gone to a zone. No, they're back into man now.
Davis and Nielsen backs him in, kicks it out to Reeves. Nice pass into Brooks. Nova with another rebound, but he can't hang on to it. Mar with the hustle. They love that hustle here in Adelaide. Darnell Mee to Mar. Step back three. Nielsen gets a piece of the arm.
I think Brett Maher showed a good thing for all young players there. Your offense comes from your defense, and that hustle play really created the offense for himself and for the team. And to get to the foul line, he'll be able to knock down a couple of open shots.
And there's that sub we were talking about. Bruce Bolden checked back into this basketball game a lot sooner than he did in the first two games.
John Riley also getting ready to check in for Adelaide. John Riley's been struggling from the three-point line so far this season, but I'm sure he's ready to step up.
We're starting to get a feel now.
And Brett Maher, one of the better free throw shooters in the league. Most of the season shot in the 90% range. And he takes a bit of a breather. Well deserved. And John really checks in for him, who's been down on minutes so far in this season.
Yeah, as I said before, with Martin Catalini being the big benefactor of Phil Smythe coaching, I think that John Riley has probably been someone that's suffered a fair bit. His minutes have come down, and so has his production.
Kings go to Matty Nielsen. He works on Mark Davis. Nice move. Spins to the baseline for a nice little 8-footer.
Again, in the low post, Matt Nielsen's proving to be a real thorn in Adelaide's side down there.
Mark Davis from the corner. Kings in that zone. Really. To Mark Davis, just inside the three-point line, way off the mark.
That was lucky for Sydney. You can't afford to let anyone in this league stand there and have a wide open shot. Sydney can count themselves lucky there.
Aaron Trahair to Bruce Bolden. That was deflected. Butler picks it up.
Sydney were looking for the high-low there. They got the ball to Bolden at the foul line and looking for Matty Nielsen sealing up his man in the low post.
Shane Hill for three.
You'll see that a lot. Shane Hill loves to catch and shoot on out-of-bounds plays.
Really. Reese. Aaron Trahair with a rebound. Good rebounding guard for Sydney. Bad pass by Shane Hill. Active hands by the Adelaide 36ers. Mee to Brooks.
Sydney were very slow getting back there. I know it was a bad turnover by Shane, but Sydney only one person sprinted back on defense. And again, a good finish by Kevin Brooks. Kevin Brooks already with 12 points.
Nice crossover by Shane Hill. He hopped into that pass, and that gets called consistently here in Australia.
Yeah, that was definitely a trouble, and that's 3 turnovers for Shane already.
Well, before he traveled, that was some move by Shane Hill. And the book is trying to send him to go to the right. But that time he faked that left move and crossed it back over to his right. Yeah,
Shane Hill has to be pushed to the right. It's not really the way it is with a lot of people, but he's a right-hander who is excellent going left, and it can confuse a lot of defenders.
Kev, you got the sub in there.
And to Shane's credit, it's not that he can't go right, it's just that he favors to shoot that jump shot when he's going left.
He's so strong going left.
Really. Pass into Rupert Sapwell. And he's getting more minutes this year, too.
Yeah, I think that John Riley's penetration then really hurt Sydney, and it gave Sapwell a nice, easy shot.
Nice pass by Bolden into Aaron Trahair.
The defense on both teams isn't really having much effect right now. Both teams are scoring pretty easily and are getting good looks at the basket as well.
Maybe that's why both of these teams are right up there in scoring. You see that pass by Bruce Bolden from the high post into Aaron Trahair.
Good shot fake from both. Trahair getting Rupert Sapwell in the air.
All the time, all the time.
Aaron Trahair with the nice little roll. Coming into this game shooting 85% from the free throw line. That's about normal for him. Darnell Mee. Over to John Riley from the wing. A wide open Darnell Mee makes him pay.
Sydney are playing zone, but they seem to be having problems. And Adelaide are getting some wide open looks right now.
Matt Nielsen with a strong move to the right.
Defense is getting hurt a lot with people penetrating off the dribble. Again, Matt Nielsen penetrating down the middle, drawing the foul. Teams have got to try and keep stop the offense from penetrating off the dribble. It causes a lot of problems when you can get inside the paint.
Shane Hill decides not to go over the screen. Bruce Bolden with another board, but he throws it away. Darnell Mee brings it up. Cross court to Catalini. May have traveled. Davis down low against Bolden. A matchup we have seen a lot over the years. This time Mark Davis gets the better of it, and he's going to go to the line.
Shine! Huddle up!
Mark Davis is a real rock down in that low post and not an easy person to defend down there.
Well, in Mark's heyday, he was famous for getting fouled and continuing to shoot and put in those three-point plays.
He really did a fantastic job of drawing that contact and that contact having no effect at all. His biceps look like my hamstrings. That might have something to do with it.
Put together, he's not showing his years, that's for sure. And there's a score of the 36ers up by 2 against the Sydney Kings. Less than 2 minutes to play. Aaron Trahair is wide open, and he's short off the rim. Steven Jackson with an offensive board, and he's going to get more minutes if he comes up with plays like that.
Again, Sydney hurting Adelaide on the offensive boards.
Catalini pushed off with the left arm, got away with it. Good second effort, and it pays off.
Just hard work, work.
A lot of good offensive plays by both of these teams. Nielsen down low, shoots over the top of Rupert Sapwell, and a little too much body. as Matt Nielsen tried to deliver that shot.
Sydney are really going to Nielsen down in that low post, and until Adelaide can find something to stop him, I don't blame him, and they'll keep going there.
Starting to see a lot more teams do that when they do have someone that's hot. They don't try and disguise it at all. They go right to the player who's getting it done for them.
And I think there's some excellent players in the league that really thrive on that. I know Mike Mackay from Canberra is like that. Shane Heal is definitely like that. Brett Maher is like that from Adelaide. There's a lot of players in the league that can really score quickly and put streaks together.
And you guys didn't mind getting the basketball to Steve Woodbury when he was hot either.
No, in Brisbane this year are the same thing, with Steve having 35 last week.
Well, Brett Maher, one of the bright stars of Australian basketball. A young talent out to the veteran Mark Davis. Rupert Sapwell drives left. Nice tip. Adelaide keep it alive. Catalini can't get it to go. What a second effort by Catalini. Maher to really for three. It's good.
Put that down to Martin Catalini. Just fantastic. Great work, great. I think he might have had 2 or 3 rebounds and got his hand to another 2 or 3.
And a great thing about that play was the basketball was actually in the hands of a couple of Sydney Kings. Look at that one, just takes it right out of the hands of Bruce Bolden. Doesn't have it, but he gets a piece of the ball there. And John really finishes it off. Back to live action, Steven Jackson with that strong crossover move. Puts it up nice and soft, but doesn't get the roll. Nielsen gets the offensive board, but he picks up the foul.
Steven Jackson's come into the game and really tried to assert himself into the game. He's looking to penetrate, he's rebounding, he's running the floor.
Well, in the scheme of things, I'm not sure if that's what Billy Tomlinson wants, but tell you what, you want somebody to come in there and make a difference when they bring him off the bench, and he has done that with that offensive board and that strong move under control. Catalini. Mark Davis with an offensive board.
You can see Martin Catalini is just playing with extreme confidence. There's no second guessing himself. He's just straight into catch and shoot.
And there's a travel by Steven Jackson. He took a step before he actually put the ball on the floor.
Brett Maher penetrating, looking to dish. Just a second line of help there from Sydney came across, and Steve Jackson intercepted that. Again, Jackson, another rebound. He's really asserting himself on the game.
Well, the Kings really got out of jail on that one. Mark Davis was able to shoot a wide open 3 with less than 5 seconds left on the clock. And that's how it stands. The Adelaide 36ers 32, the Sydney Kings 28.
A lot of offense and not much defense. I think.
Standing around there looking blank right
let's
now.
listen to Billy Tomlinson.
50, you were still playing 32. Now we got to be. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we in every time? All right, now we're an organised team, so let's play organised. Okay, 9 turnovers and 6 offensive boards. One thing I told you to take away from them today and we win the game is offensive boards. We ain't even looking like they're going, but we're not looking like checking out. Catalini's coming from behind and knocking it back out and getting the second bite at it. You've got to hit them first. You've got to check them out first. And when we can grasp that, then we'll be a very good team. But until we don't, we rely on a hell of a lot of other things to get us there. All right, run some strong side. Bruce, bring him out, look to skip past it. All right, I want to also throw some ups in there just for a couple of different looks. All right, let's go now, come on.
Yeah, with the stats for the first quarter, Martin Catalini is really exerting himself on the game. Oh, sorry. The team stats for the first quarter. You can see that the Adelaide 36ers 36% to Sydney's 43. The big thing there is that Adelaide have had 33 shots, which show that they're getting to the offensive rebounds. 6 from 6 from the foul line versus 4 from 6 from Sydney, which is pretty even. The 3-point percentage, pretty even. Turnovers. Sydney have had 7 turnovers, and that was something that Billy Tomlinson was emphasising in that quarter time, was to cut down on their turnovers. Assists 6 to Adelaide, 2 from Sydney. I think that the Adelaide turnovers are Adelaide's assists are coming from Sydney's turnovers, and they're getting out on the break and capitalising on that.
Well, just quickly, the top scorers, Kevin Brooks with 12 for Adelaide. And he has really been a force stepping out there from beyond the arc. But I think, like you said, the keys, and like Billy Tomlinson said, the keys were the turnovers for the Sydney Kings.
And also Billy was pointing out there that they've been swapping their defences around and they haven't been communicating to each other and missing assignments. They've got to be organised.
Really, for a bomb, that finds the mark. For a man that's only shooting 1 of 9 from the three-point line, out beyond the three-point line, that was a pretty confident shot.
That's 2 in a row for John Riley, and it looks like the confidence is starting to return.
Well, Matt Nielsen getting some attention down there from Mark Davis. I'm sure that's one thing that Phil Smythe said at the quarter-time break, is to be very conscious of Matty Nielsen because he is hurting them. Shane Heal steps back over Catalini.
That's a tough shot from Shane. Step back jumper. When he's hot, he'll make that, but right now, probably not a good choice.
Marr to Catalini. Nice, strong move.
Great penetration from Brett Maher and Martin Catalini. Great finish, powering it to the basket.
Well, he's always been a strong player, but he looks like he's added that consistent medium-range jump shot to go with his game. Bruce Bolden from outside the three-point line to Whitehead. Whitehead pulls back. Another fall-away jump shot that's short.
That's 2 bad shots from Sydney to start off the second quarter.
Matty Nielsen with some muscle. But we were ready for him.
You got Bruce.
Yes, Sydney, I think, need to be a little bit more patient at the offensive end. They've got caught taking 2 bad shots early in this quarter.
And a couple of cross-court passes have been picked off or deflected by both of these teams. Really with a confident move. That's off the mark. That's a tough shot.
Again, John Riley's hit 2 in a row, filling it, but again, probably not great shot selection. Would have been better off to move it on there.
Well, checking into the basketball game for the Kings is Aaron Trahair and Scotty McGregor.
And in for the 36ers is Kevin Brooks, taking Mark Davis out. So first look at Scotty McGregor tonight.
First look.
So a long time for one of their big recruits to be sitting on the bench, not playing at all in the first quarter.
Aaron Trahair to Whitehead. This time he's ready to shoot when he catches the basketball. And that was money. Phil Smythe relaying a message to Marr. Want to run a UCLA cut. And really does that. Double team by the Kings. Kevin Brooks. Oh, that was called a traveling. I don't really think so.
That should delay a game, throwing it there.
Let's him catch the basketball.
That's not to travel. That was just a good shot fake. Unfortunately, in this league, that tends to happen. If you get a quick move with a shot fake, you do tend to get called for travel.
Aaron Trahair runs Shane Heal off a couple of screens, and when he has 2 guys on him, he finds the open player. Bruce Bolden misses, but Scotty McGregor pulls down the board. Stephen Whitehead tries to pull that in with one hand. He got a bit of a look from Shane Heal.
It was unfortunate for Steve, but again, the turnovers are racking up now. Unforced turnovers hurt you.
Kevin Brooks with Scotty McGregor on it. Catalini. Nice pass to John Riley.
That was just an excellent pass from Brett Maher. Great vision.
Let's see where the contact occurs.
It's only very, very slight contact, and really I think they could have let that go. But credit that to Brett Maher. Great penetration, great dish.
Well, the 36ers move out to the biggest lead that they've had the entire game. What do you think was the reason for that?
Well, Sydney's errors. I think they came down and made some errors and took some bad shots, and Adelaide made them pay.
Listen up. This time now, Scotty's coming in for you after the
Fro. You're at the top of the zone. You're the second line. You're at the back. You're at the back. You're in the middle. We're in our match-up zone. Once again, once the shot goes up, get on the board. Make sure we identify the shooters now. All right, Hill, Whitehead, Trahere. Get on the boards. That's everyone on the boards, and we're running. All right, we're with the quick group right now. Okay, let's go. Here we go. Let's go.
Shot. Let's just settle it down now. Get the game back to our tempo. Don't let them get out. Let's go. Come on now. Let's be smart, Kings.
String some stops here, fellas. String some stops together.
As you can hear from Phil Smythe in that timeout, they look like they're going to go back into a zone. I couldn't pick up whether they were going to press after this made shot, but they're going back to a zone. He was just emphasising again the importance of rebounding and knowing where the shooters are from Sydney. It is a pretty big risk playing zone against Sydney with the quality of their outside shooters.
Well, as you said, Sydney not taking care of the basketball, but defensively, they don't look like the same club that got some good stops in their previous 3 games.
No, I think they're struggling. I think both teams are struggling at the defensive end so far, and it's whoever can knuckle down at the defensive end and come up with some stops is going to be successful at the end of the day.
Well, important passage of play here in this basketball game. Aaron Trahere makes a nice drive off the glass, just misses. Bruce Bolden on the glass, and he's fouled. Boy, he's very valuable to come off the bench.
Again, Bruce doing a good job getting to the basket. Trahere got a mismatch with Paul Reese on him on the perimeter. His penetration gets to the basket. Bruce Bolden unable to come up with a rebound because his man had to go and help on Trahere. Gets to the foul line for 2 foul shots.
Nine minutes to go. The Adelaide 36ers up 40-33 with that free throw going down by Bruce Buffy Bolden.
Sydney look like they're in a 1-3-1 zone or a zone of some description. Actually, I think they're switching defenses. They look like they're showing zone and switching to a man after the first or second pass in the offense.
Kings into man-to-man. Darnell Meek cranks it up from 3-point range. Can't get it to go. Bruce Bolden with another board. Heel to Trahere. Bruce Bolden from long range is short. Scotty Ninnis with the rebound. To me, to Kevin Brooks.
That's tough when you can get a guy 6'8" pulling up on the break and nailing a 3 like that.
Boy, he is a classy player. Scotty McGregor throws it right to Darnell Meek. Brett Maher from 3. In and out heartbreak. Shane Heel moves it up the way for the Sydney Kings. Trahere goes baseline. Nice pass to Bruce Bolden, and he finishes.
Both teams running up and down again, shooting the ball up extremely quick. Sydney again, Trahere, penetration into the paint. Nice dish off to Bolden, who collects the foul and goes to the line for the bonus point.
Well, Aaron Trahere not only is shooting the basketball well, but he is putting his team in a position for some easy baskets off of his penetration when he catches the basketball on the wing.
It really does cause the defense nightmares when you get someone penetrating the paint as often as what Aaron Trahere is.
Kevin Brooks. Scotty McGregor has a hand up for good reason. Ninnis with speed tries to turn the corner, and Stephen Whitehead gets caught for the foul.
Again, penetration into the paint. Scott Ninnis just taking on Stephen Whitehead. Got his head and shoulders in front. Once you get your head and shoulders in front, the defense is in all sorts of problems, and they're going to foul you 9 times out of 10.
We saw where the foul occurred. It was, he hadn't completely turned the corner, and it's very difficult, I guess, to try and pull back, but that would have been a very tough shot for him to make if he wasn't fouled.
It certainly would, but again, once you get your head and shoulders in front, you're in the positive side of things.
Ninnis gets the good roll. He's from Adelaide. I guess you can expect that.
Hometown roll.
And Aaron Trahere sizes it up. Shane Heel with pressure. And I got to say, that's probably a bad shot.
Yeah, I don't think that's a very good shot selection at all. Sydney need to get Shane some shots, but I think they can do it after doing more passes.
That's a better looking three. With some ball movement. And he is shooting the lights out. Now, it's tough to say because Shane Hill can hit that shot. And he is the guy that gets the Sydney Kings rolling.
I also think, Steve, that Shane hits that shot a lot once he's hit one or two open ones. You've got to get yourself hot before you start making shots like that.
Stephen Whitehead hits. And Phil Smythe said you have to identify the shooters. And I guess he's a shooter because he is starting to feel the goods out there. Reese steps back. Jack Sigma from the baseline.
Certainly not a quick move, but very efficient.
Well, very few players can shoot the basketball without bringing it down. Paul Reese does that. Shane Hill out of the double team finds the open man, Whitehead, who is on fire.
2 in a row, and a good job by Shane Hill to get in the ball and recognize who's hot.
Scotty Ninnis. He's not known for his outside shooting, but you can't leave someone that much time in this league, like you said.
It's a shootout at the OK Corral so far. 3-pointers coming up from everywhere.
Whitehead open again. Off the mark. McGregor with a board. Trahair from deep. Really with the board. They've got numbers. Nice pass. Ninnis can't handle it. Turnover. Aaron Trahair picks it up. Nice fake. Nice three.
That hurts. 5-point turnaround. The 2 points that Adelaide missed. Sydney come down and nail a three. 5-point turnaround to get them back in this game.
You see the score. We said it was going to be high scoring, but I don't think we really had an idea it was going to be this high. Really, for another one. And the Kings pick up the rebound and look to slow it down. Maybe not. Shane Hill drives out of the ball screen to Nova. Off the glass, McGregor with a nice tip.
Nice left-handed tip too, which isn't his natural hand. Way to crash the boards. And again, offensive rebounds are a telling factor so far in this game.
Really turns the corner. Nice move. Can't get it to go, but the big body's there for another second chance.
Penetration off the dribble from John Riley enabled that for Paul Reese. Again, John Riley penetrating. Paul Reese, because his man had to go help, gave him a good rebounding position, picked up the foul from Nat Nova and goes to the line for the bonus shot.
Great take, Johnny. Great drive.
Well, timeout to the 36ers. And they are rolling. We thought they could put the ball in the basket, and they're showing just that. Let's listen in to Billy Tomlinson.
Stay down and contain. All right, you've got to contain them off the dribble. They ain't running anything other than just trying to knock your shoulder down. Get a hand up, get down, get it up on top, and contain them off the dribble. They're just putting it on the floor and going. Our rotation comes from the weak side and not from the post defender. Rotation's got to come from the wing on the weak side, not from him who's defending Reese. That's just a drive, draw, and a dish. He's got no chance. Right, get smart now. We got 3 stops in a row, and then we're giving up layups. Knuckle down on defense. They're shooting the shit out of it. They'll cool off. If you carry a hand, don't give them any second shots. Let's go. No, we're going 50.
Well, Billy Tomlinson really was talking about all the things we've been talking about here. Penetration off the dribble. They've got to stop that. Stop helping off of Paul Reese's man. The help has to come from the weak side, because once you help off of Paul Reese, he goes straight to the basket and he's going to pick up any loose shots that roll around that rim.
And Reese has continued to do a good job of getting to the open area. Like we were talking about earlier, you didn't think he'd have the year that he's having so far because he's left Daryl McDonald and he just seemed to make a living off of his passing.
But I think Paul Reese has proved to me this year that he understands the game, understands where to move, when to move. He certainly benefited from playing from Daryl McDonald, but he's learned a lot and he's a very intelligent basketballer.
Let's see what the Sydney Kings can come up with after that timeout. Whitehead That was right the whole way. And here come the 36ers getting it out on the break. Pass into Mark Davis. Over Nova. Nice double pump that goes off the glass.
Looked like Mark Davis in his heyday there, down in the low post, powering it to the middle of the key for an easy basket.
Brad Rosen has checked in for the Kings. And that's an instant momentum change. Another bad pass by the Sydney Kings. Ninnis, wow, doesn't get it to go. The ball goes to the Sydney Kings.
Yeah, perhaps Scott might have been a bit better to pull out then at that fast break. He never really looked comfortable, and consequently Sydney ball.
Rosen to Whitehead, who has cooled off a little bit, to Nova. Short, and another left-hand tip by Scotty McGregor.
Just a replay of the last one. Left-hand tip, 1 foot out from the basket. Adelaide have got to put a body on Scott McGregor, or he's going to hurt you.
Kings move within 10. Brooks slips on the floor. Good hustle by Riley. Nice pass to Davis.
John Riley is really starting to do some things here. He's shooting from the outside. He's penetrating. He's made a couple of nice assists. He's playing a nice all-round game so far.
Showing that he's more of a shooter. Puts the ball on the floor and getting layups for his teammates. Play like that, you'll play lots of minutes. Trahair.
And your teammates might buy you a drink after the game.
Oh, what a move.
Aaron Trahair off the dribble again. There doesn't seem to be, the defense doesn't seem to be able to contain the ball handler on either team.
Another offensive rebound by the 36ers. Davis with Nova. Spins to the middle. Turnaround. Shot off the glass. Tough angle.
Mark Davis going to work in the low post, backing down his man. Just a slight fall away. Little bit of English off the glass there. Peyton and Mark Davis move right there.
Well, the referee takes time to dry the basketball off, and Shane Heal and Brad Williams check into the lineup for the Sydney Kings. Of course, Shane started, but this is the first appearance for Brad Williams. So the Kings going with only 2 starters out on the court. Rosen looks for Heal. Brad Williams slashes to the basket off the glass. That's good.
I know I sound like a broken record, but dribble penetration, neither team is doing a very good job defensively. Brad Williams just waltzes through the key. Mark Davis a bit slow to come and help from the weak side. Gets a body foul to the line for a bonus shot.
That's a good finish for Brad Williams. He misses the free throw. He's only shooting about 60% from the free throw line the year so far.
Bit of a mismatch. Shane Hill trying to guard John Riley in the low post.
Hill, after playing some good defense on Riley, can't get it to go. He felt like he was fouled. Ninnis.
Oh, soft call. Oh, very soft call. That's a great move from Scott Ninnis. Powered it to the basket. Good finish. Here he is on the break. Well, there was some contact there, but, you know, I really don't think that disrupted his shot much. I'd much rather see that play on. But good move from Scott Ninnis. Adelaide are getting out and scoring on the break. 63 points already in this first half. There's still 1:43 to go.
Yeah, really it was. I mean, because the foul did occur on the floor, it was really soft. If that occurred up in the air, I can understand that one. But, you know, you got to take the good with the bad. And the Sydney Kings find themselves down by 12, 64-52 with 1.5 minutes to go until halftime. Heal gets Ninnis up in the air, tries to pass it in. Deflected, but another turnover to Shane Heal and the Sydney Kings.
I really think when Sydney get into a half-court offense, they can be a little bit more patient. Each person that's getting the ball is trying to force the action. They need to put the ball through a few more sets of hands and just be a little bit more patient.
It's probably kind of tempting because the defense is so soft on the penetrator. Everybody feels like they can take it to the hole. And I'm sure they'll make some adjustments at halftime, both of these teams. Marr for the 36ers, up to Cat. John Riley Scotty McGregor moves Kevin Brooks out further, but tough shot, fall away, nothing but net.
A little bit of NBA shake and bake there, right over the top McGregor. But McGregor answers straight back, sprints to the floor and makes Brooks pay the penalty for admiring his own shot.
That's right, good position down low. He's a monster if he gets it that close to the basket. He can go with either hand. Really risky pass to Brett Maher. 40 seconds left in this game. Really with a fall away. That's good.
Again, John Riley taking it to Shane Hill down in the low post. That time coming up successful.
Shane Hill. There's about a half a second difference between the shot clock and the game clock, so they'll wait for the last one. Rosen goes to the hole, looks for Bruce Bolden, but it was deflected out of bounds. 7.7 seconds.
Rosen was lucky then that Sydney came up with the ball penetrating at a bit early.
Hill. It's off. Rebound by Brooks. Desperation shot, can't find the mark, and at halftime, it's the Adelaide 36ers up on the Sydney Kings, 68-54. This has been some ball game so far.
As we said at the start, very offensive minded, and I'm sure both coaches will be talking intently about the defense in the second half.
And after a good half of basketball, like we said, the Adelaide 36ers up on the Sydney Kings, and we'll be back in a little bit. Well, the Adelaide 36ers are on top here in front of their home crowd, and the score is 68-54. Excellent basketball game over here over the Sydney Kings, who are undefeated coming in here, but the 36ers have looked very poised. They're putting the ball in the basket, and main reason behind that is probably some excellent coaching from their head man. The first year in the head coaching spot, Phil Smythe, I had a chance to catch up with him earlier in the basketball game. Phil, in your first season as a head coach of the Adelaide 36ers, you were pretty busy in the offseason.
Yeah, it was a pretty active time for us. We had to change some personnel and then find some new personnel, and recruiting in the league's pretty tough. So in Australia, it's not so bad. It's finding the overseas players that's tough, and we were fortunate to get two real good ones.
Well, very good start so far. Only losses to the very tough Southeast Melbourne Magic. But are you pleased with all the changes you made in the offseason?
Yeah, it's come together pretty well. I mean, our philosophy was to have good people and good players, and players that could fit into the role that they'd be given, and that seems to have come together pretty well right now.
Well, Brett Maher last year was one of the youngest captains in the league. Has he really taken over from last year and stepped it up even more?
I think he has. You know, we've talked about his leadership on and off the floor, and he's one of those guys that's pretty quiet, but at the right time he can get pretty vocal, and he's been a great leader so far this season.
And your imports have been getting great numbers in the first couple games.
I think Darnell is an exceptional player. I was surprised that, you know, for whatever reason, he didn't come back with Canberra, and that was a bonus for us. Kevin, we were fortunate to get him because he was friends with Darnell when they played at the Denver Nuggets together. So I think had they not been, then we probably wouldn't see Kevin out here in Australia.
Well, in One-on-One magazine, they had you touted as a great player, but can he get the job done as a great coach?
Well, I guess time will tell. I'm flattered that I was a great player, so hopefully I can be flattered as a coach sometime.
What do you find the biggest difference is? Obviously on the court you had a hand in what was going on and what could be done as the game was progressing, but as a coach, is it frustrating or is it more gratifying? What is it?
I think it's probably a combination. From playing days, after the game it would be the physical side that wouldn't let you go to sleep. Now it's the mental side as a coach. I think I try to be more like Lindsay Gaze and say, well, it's going to unfold tonight. Really, we've done all the work during the week. There's not much we can do worrying about it, so let's see what happens.
Looking forward to seeing you on the bench.
Good on you, Steve.
Well, Phil Smythe, one of the great players in the league, going to be probably one of the great coaches and also a gentleman, but one of the men that knows how difficult it is to coach at this level is Dave Ingham. And how would you sum up the first half of basketball here at the Powerhouse?
Very offensive-minded. I think both coaches will be talking a lot about defense. Penetration. Both teams caused the defenses of the opposition lots of troubles with penetration off the dribble.
Well, both teams probably, like you said, that, but Adelaide's coach Phil Smythe must be pretty happy with how his team's putting the ball in the basket.
Well, when you can score 63 points in a half, you're doing very well. And they've had contributions from a lot of players, and they've looked very good so far tonight.
Well, the Sydney Kings looked very disjointed against the Melbourne Tigers in the first half, but came back probably in the third quarter, but really had a tremendous fourth quarter. Do you think that may be on the cards tonight?
I'm sure they're hoping so. I think that they've looked a little bit unorganised in their defence, and offensively I think they've been quick shooting regularly, and probably too regularly. They need to just put the ball through a few more sets of hands and just be a little bit more patient.
And Shane Hill, like you said, probably a little bit impatient, but he's one of those guys that can turn the game around.
That's right. He's an enigma. You never know what he's going to do next, and you know once he hits one or two of those, look out.
So how would you coach a player like that, a guy who can get it done and really lift your team, but at the same time maybe a couple of questionable shots?
Well, you've got to show total confidence in him all the time. Sure, he causes you a few headaches every now and again, but you know more times than not things are going to come out positive, and you've got to show confidence in them at all times.
So lots of changes here in the second half?
I don't think there'll be a lot of change. I think there'll be a bit more emphasis put on the defence. But again, both teams are high scoring. They have been all season and they'll continue to be. But it's whoever can come up, who can string some defensive stops together. It's okay to get one stop every now and again, but you've got to string those stops together. Who can get 2 or 3 in a row?
Just quickly, you think there'll be much zone played in the second half?
There's a lot of good shooters out on the floor. I wouldn't be playing zone, that's for sure. You look at someone like Kevin Brooks, who's 6'8", a 4-man, and shoots the ball from the three-point line as good as anybody.
Well, speaking of that man right there, he is definitely one of the players, one of the star imports to make it into the NBL this year, and I had a chance to catch up with him before the game. Kevin, lots of NBA players that have come out here with the experience in the NBA that you have, and they kind of cruise a little bit, but your numbers show different.
Well, I've gotten off to a good start. I think a lot of it has to do with coach and my players. I'm really relaxed out there, and I speak for myself and Darnell, and we just go out and we just play. I know the expectations are high, but we're used to it, and we just go out and just play our game.
Is it as much fun? I mean, you've played at the highest level of basketball. You've played over in Europe, and you come here to Australia. Is the competition pretty good?
Yeah, competition is very good. You got a lot of guys who can shoot the ball, who can get up and down the court. So I knew right away that the competition was good because Darnell played here a year and a half ago. So I'm real excited about getting going, and maybe we can get up to 2 games a week instead of 1. I'm a little antsy.
Well, there's a lot of training and not as many games. Is that one of the things that Darnell Mee told you about? I know you guys were teammates with the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, we were teammates in 93-94, which was our best year. But to me, the biggest change is defense. In the NBA and the CBA, you have a legal defense, and in Europe and over here, you play basically what we play in college, and you can just sag off. And you have to get adjusted to that all over again.
Did you hear much about Australian basketball? Obviously, Luke Longley plays for the Bulls, and now Chris Anstey's over there. If you weren't aware of him, I'm going to tell you that now. But there's some pretty good players and maybe some NBA prospects in the future?
Oh, without a doubt. I think the NBA is opening the doors to players all over the world. And you're going to see in the future not just the best players in the United States, but the best players all over the world.
And how is Phil Smythe settling in his first year at the helm as head coach? He was a great player. And what's he like as a coach?
He's fun. He's a player's coach, so obviously we all love it. He's not some type of dictator who comes in here, wants things his way. He's very relaxed, and I think that's the reason why we settled in here so well. We have about 3 or 4 new guys, so it all worked out real well, and we just relaxed out there and we play.
We've played for lots of teams, and I'm sure lots of successful teams. Does this team have the ingredients to go out there and win on any given night?
Yeah, without a doubt. I think it proved that in our second game against the Magic. I didn't have a very good game, but we still ended up staying in the game, and we had a chance to actually win the game. We lost by 2 points. So now, I mean, we can go out and just do what we have to do. There's been 3 different high scores in the 3 different games that we've played, and that speaks a lot.
And what about the Sydney Kings? Very good team coming in, undefeated against the 36ers, but a very tough venue to play in here at the Clipsal Powerhouse.
Yeah, without a doubt. We had a close game against those guys in the preseason. Shane Hill hit a last-second three-pointer to beat us, but we're excited about playing one of the best teams in Australia.
Well, looking forward to seeing some great highlights from you in the future. Thanks for joining us on Fox Sports.
All right, thank you.
Well, Kevin Brooks is definitely the truth. He's come out here and showed you why he's got those great three-point percentage shots under his belt in the first 3 basketball games. The Sydney Kings find themselves down 68-54, and we'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to the Calypso Powerhouse, and we thought we were going to have a high-scoring game, but man, oh man, were we right.
68 points in the half. When we were coaching last year, we used to try and aim to keep teams to 12 points, 24 points a quarter, and 48 points for the half. 68 is quite a bit over that, and you can see both teams really know how to put the ball in the basket.
When you're coming up against a team, and I'm sure this happens a lot, the Melbourne Tigers, the teams that can score a lot of points in a hurry, when they do blow you out in one of the corners and get a 30-plus point quarter, what do you tell your guys?
Well, I think it makes a lot of difference when that quarter is. If it's early in the game, like last week in the Melbourne-Sydney game, you can stay positive and get back into the game, and most times that happens. When it's down the stretch, if it's the 3rd or the 4th quarter, that's when it's hard to get your players to stay confident and stay in the ball game. So I think when you have big leads, it all depends when that time is of the game.
And how about the case of the Sydney Kings? They had a game where they had to come back from a long way against the Melbourne Tigers, a very good team. Does that give them good game experience, or is it kind of like getting down into a well too often?
Well, I suppose there's 2 ways you can look at it. One is they're confident, they know they can do that. The other way is they might be a bit lackadaisical, think we can get behind and come back. We've done it before. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with the Kings tonight.
Okay, let's listen in on Phil Smythe and Steve Briney. All right, Phil pulled a fast one on us. He must have taken his mic off. Well, it's been excellent having the mics into the change, or not the change rooms, but into the huddle. Now we listen to Billy Tomlinson now.
Patience on offense. Work it back.
I think these coaches are getting psychic when we want to listen to them. They don't have much to say. We're starting the second half here, and we'll see what type of adjustments that these teams have made here in the second half. And one of them is that the Kings are going to go with Scotty McGregor. And he did play well in the first half, didn't he?
It's a different look. Sydney have 5 Australian players out on the floor, which we don't see often in this league. But I think that's close to their best 5, the 5 that they've got on the floor.
Well, they can go with a lot of different looks and still stay strong. It's one thing to go out there with all Australian content and not be strong, but they've got a lot of areas covered out there.
Very versatile group as well.
Darnell Mee, after some scrappy play. Tamar down low. You got to step up quick to Kevin Brooks. Catalini with another great hustle, but he had his heel on the line.
Martin Catalini hasn't troubled the scorers too much tonight, but he's been in everything. And the hustle and the desire that he's shown has, set the quality for his teammates.
And that's good to see for a guy that's averaging 20 points, not to be worried about his points, and playing his game and doing all the little things is quite refreshing. Nielsen with a fall away that is just a little short. Aaron Trahair on the offensive glass. McGregor to Nielsen to Whitehead. That's good.
Sydney started the second half maybe with a new group, but they did exactly the same things, going to Nielsen down in the low post and then coming up with offensive rebounds.
Catalini to Darnell Mee. Into Brooks, baseline jump shot. Another offensive rebound. Gives them another lease on life. Brett Maher with a strong pull-up jump shot is left, and McGregor pulls down the board. Shane Heel. And they'll organize their half-court game into Nielsen. He waits for Catalini to clear out. Spins back to the baseline. That was short. Cross-court pass to Maher. He pulls up for three. That's good.
Brett Maher's bread and butter, pulling up from the three-point line on the break. Anytime he can get his feet set, he's very tough and makes more than he misses.
Nice pass by Heel. Good patience by Nielsen.
Waited for two people to fly over the top before he finally put it in. Again, good patience, as Steve pointed out.
Maher to me. He cranks up a three. That's long. Aaron Trahair gets a good bounce off the backboard. 3-on-2 break. Whitehead may have traveled. Trahair with another board. Whitehead steps back for three. That's short. And we're seeing some good rebounding from the guard position tonight.
You wonder about whether Stephen Whitehead would have made that shot if he wasn't conscious about where his feet were and getting them behind the three-point line. If he just caught the ball and shot it, whether it would have been a lot more successful.
I was always taught never to look down at your feet until it's late in the fourth quarter and you needed a three. Maher over to Brooks on the isolation. That's just 6'9". Just remember that, 6'9", and handling the rock like that.
That's NBA stuff. Again, good penetration. Just bumped the defense off a little bit to free himself off for a nice shot.
Aaron Trahair with a running hook. Reeves with a board. Me. Hands it to Reeves. Back to Brooks. Me to Catalini. Nielsen with a board. Come the Kings. They run their set. To Matty Nielsen. Makes a move in the middle. He's so tough to guard.
I don't think Paul Reese has got the quickness to stick with Matty Nielsen down there on the low post.
Well, he needs some help down there. Billy Tomlinson calling for some ups. Whatever that means.
I never had any. I gather he means someone jumping. I didn't have any ups, that's for sure.
Shane Heel. And that's up. Thumbs up to Nielsen. Scotty McGregor. Nielsen for a three. Good hustle by the Kings. Heel with an open look. He doesn't need much time or space.
Offensive rebound. Kings make Adelaide pay.
Don't wrestle with him. You're in forward, Scotty.
Catalini.
Match up.
Sydney are in a zone.
Get a hand on that.
Reese to me for another three-point attempt. Reese to Maher. He likes it from there. Catalini with a board. Adelaide hitting the offensive glass. Brooks. He misses. Aaron Trahair pulls down another board from the guard position. Shane Heel with a ball screen. Goes right. Good hands by Adelaide. Shane having some trouble tonight, dishing to his teammates. Maher and Whitehead had a hand up the whole time. Back to Maher. Nice, strong move by Brett Maher.
Great penetration off the dribble. Showed the ball to Scott McGregor and then brought it back to the middle. It's a lovely move.
Scotty McGregor gets it to Whitehead. Back down to Matty Nielsen, but they're going to give him some help this time. He's got Brooks. Nice block by Kevin Brooks. Late call by Ian Watts. Mar's the call. 4-4 with a push. I think Darnell Mee had a few words to Ian Watts. That took the smile right off his face.
Darnell Mee, I think, can count himself very lucky. Again, couldn't see much contact in there. It was a great move from Matt Nielsen, and he's really taking it at Brooks. Again, I think he's lucky to be at the line, though.
Well, the crowd likes that. Maybe they feel like there was some justice with Matty Nielsen missing both those free throws. And that's the type of thing that can get the Adelaide crowd in the ball game, especially a big basket by Adelaide here. Brett Maher for three. It's off. Brooks keeping the ball alive, and Adelaide with another offensive rebound. Maher with a runner.
Brett Maher, penetration, lovely little runner. Kevin Brooks has 10 rebounds at this stage and is really having a big impact on this game.
That gives the 36ers a 15-point lead. Whitehead. Got to get something going. McGregor for three. And we're going to have a conference with the referees.
Let it go, mate. I'll work him. Let it go, mate.
Ian Watts felt like he had a better angle. Basically said, I don't care what you thought you saw. We're sticking with my call.
Yeah, again, Phil Smythe letting Darnell Mee know, let the referees alone, I'll work them, just leave that up to me.
Phil used to work the refs in his day.
I think we all used to a little bit. It's good fun, isn't it?
It wouldn't be the same if you couldn't say anything to him. I think they like it too.
Of course they do.
Steven Jackson checks into the basketball game. He's got some skills. Into Shane Heel. He couldn't do a whole lot with it down there. Heel goes right. Bruce Bolden. Adelaide.
Three on the shot clock. 2, 1, 30 seconds.
Now that is some good defense from the Adelaide 36ers.
Extended defense there for 30 seconds. They need to get 2 or 3 more like that.
I'm sure they're aware that the Sydney Kings came back from 20 down against the best team in the league last year. But Adelaide trying to put the nail in the coffin.
Brett Maher coming off a great down screen set by Mark Davis. Catch and shoot. Never looked like missing.
Steven Jackson. Nice crossover. Ooh, man, nice move. Got to the hole in a hurry.
Some nice little moves there.
19-year-old Steven Jackson getting to the cup.
I think the crucial move there was the crossover at the foul line. Beat Brett Maher.
Keep it in the corner, Matty. Keep it in the corner.
Really?
Sink now, Matty. Sink. Get under it, Matty.
Cross court to Brett Maher.
Hands, Stephen. Hands, Stephen. Up.
Darnell Mee gets Shane Heel up in the air. And he's fouled on the drive. And looks like that one's going to go to Matty Nielsen.
You can see penetration with the left hand by Darnell Mee. And it was Matt Nielsen that just got him with a little hip there.
Really. Cross court to Maher. Nice hands by Bruce Bolden. Good hustle. And here come the Sydney Kings, who desperately need something from the offensive end. Maybe this is it. Three-pointer by Aaron Trahair. Nothing but string music. That's the sort of play that can turn the game around. Bruce Bolden, great hustle. Aaron Trahair finishes it with a 3 on the break. Got ourselves a ball game, 79-67. That's a big 3 for the Sydney Kings, and they need a couple of stops. Maher waits for the ball screen. No one picks him up, and he makes him pay the ultimate price. He gets the 3 right back. You can see on that on-ball screen, Steven Jackson stayed and guarded the top of the key. He had to go with his man and defend Maher as he came off the on-ball screen. Brett Maher with the breakaway layup. And he scores 5 points within 15 seconds.
Brett Maher with an easy layup. Nice, easy 2 points. Again, Sydney got themselves back in with that 5-point turnaround. Adelaide have come back and turned up the pressure.
Steven Jackson with another crossover move. That is nasty.
Hey, Brad, get the 50.
The Kings get another score, but they need to get a few stops. They can't go basket for basket with Adelaide. Mark Davis, what a wide open look. And he buries the jump shot. 36ers have a big lead. It's a lot easier to shoot when you're winning.
Sydney had a couple of defensive breakdowns then. They've got to communicate more. Otherwise, Adelaide are going to get wide open looks.
Ahead to Darnell Mee. Second effort by Mee, and then by Kevin Brooks. All Adelaide at the offensive end.
Darnell Mee really just threw up a bit of a hope shot. It was Brooks that came over and just got the tip that it needed to put that back in.
Shane Hill from way out.
Shane Hill from the car park nearly. He has that incredible range. He has just incredibly strong wrists.
Oh, John, really? Oh, but Kevin Brooks couldn't finish off the great pass.
Cool. John really great penetration and a bit of the freaky-deaky pass to Kevin Brooks. I don't think he was expecting it.
And you see it there. Just ran out of gas on the legs.
I think Steven Jackson just rolled his ankle on the rebound and he's been taken out of the game.
Well, Kevin Brooks, I'm sure he can get up there and dunk. He's not the most athletic player we've seen. But ran out of gas on that dunk. Nielsen with a nice little jump hook off the window. Cuts the lead to 14. Ninnis with the runner. Davis with the tip, no good. Brad Rosen looks to speed it up for the Kings. Williams back to Rosen, back to Williams. Rosen off the glass. Bruce Bolden gets a piece, can't hang on. Ninnis. Bad pass. Nielsen gets a foot on it first. Pops up to his hand. Sometimes you can get away with those, though.
Well, Steven Jackson, there it is. I'm sure he rolled his ankle on that rebound from the missed shot from Kevin Brooks. Has the shoe off. No ice on it yet, though.
Marr. Good hands by Bruce Bolden again. Mark, good hustle out on the floor, but that's going to be Sydney Kings basketball. Brett Marr felt like he was fouled.
Plenty of people diving on the floor. I think Adelaide is showing just a little bit more endeavour than what Sydney are right now. Here we go on the replay. You can see Davis getting down and getting dirty. Rosen in there battling around, and same with Brett Maher.
Well, Sydney just hung in there against the Tigers and managed to come back. I know everything has to go your way, but this is still a winnable game for the Sydney Kings.
Yeah, look, especially with the firepower that the Sydney Kings have got, they can score quickly against any opposition.
Oh, Nielsen with a block.
9 seconds to go. 8, 7.
Yep. Brett Maher with the drive. He gets by Matty Nielsen. There's got to be some help there. Got to be some help.
You've got to get that second line of defense coming over. But again, I think the first line of defenses have got to cause some stops there and can't just let that man drive around him.
And after 3 quarters of play, it's the Adelaide 36ers 90. The Sydney Kings 74, and that was just a crushing blow to go into the 4th quarter.
Yet Sydney had the opportunity to make that last basket. Instead, Adelaide come up with the ball, come down and score. Again, that's a 4-point turnaround, and in a 16-point game, all of those turnarounds mean a lot.
Let's listen up and see what the Sydney Kings can muster up for the fourth quarter.
You're in, Shane. You're in here. Okay, hey, we're in 50. We're going to look to get the thing out. Spread the floor. You two guys play flat, just like we did against Melbourne. We go punch and pitch, kick the ball, inside action, but make it low, pick the floor open. Exactly. Punch and pitch the thing inside. Come up and break 3 line. Dribble penetrate, break 3 line. But offensively, if we don't get the stops and we don't get back, it don't mean shit. I mean, we've got to contain. We haven't been able to contain it for the whole game. So if we can't contain it for just 12 minutes, maybe we can get back into it. I mean, control your man. Keep him in front of you, get your butt down.
Yeah, Billy was just explaining to the Sydney team then that unless they play defence, they're not going to win this game. Defence is where it's at. Just having a look at the three-quarter time statistics, you can see there Sydney Kings only shooting 39% to 44 from Adelaide. Adelaide 90% from the foul line, 10 from 11 is excellent shooting. Sydney only 50%, 6 from 12. The three-point percentage, 46 for the Sydney Kings, 30 for Adelaide. And the top scorers so far, Brooks with 24 for Adelaide, Marr with 19, Riley 11. And for the Sydney Kings, Whitehead 18, Nilsson 14 and Hill 12.
There you have it. The Adelaide 36ers, like you mentioned, keeping the Sydney Kings way below their shooting percentage that they've had for the year. And Adelaide have been doing that all year, keeping the teams down to 42% from the field. And that's a little bit of commitment on the defensive end. And Shane Hill, speaking of defense, picks up a turnover. It's really important for Adelaide to keep control of this game early here in the fourth quarter. Not let the Sydney Kings have a run at them. Trahere with a tough shot.
That's a tough runner with also a bit of body contact there, but he absorbed the contact and made the shot.
And Kings with a lot of players who hit those tough shots in crucial situations. Aaron Trahere, of course, you remember him in the under-23 championships. And of course, Shane Hill. Davis to Catalini. That's just sheer strength. Hours in the weight room, Martin Catalini almost getting an opportunity to have a three-point play.
Again, Mark Davis causing all the problems with penetration around Bolton. Catalini's man had to go and help. Allows Martin Catalini to step straight to the basket. He goes to the strike. I think Martin Catalini must have had a busy off-season because he is really playing well.
He looks like he has tremendous poise. For a guy that is getting numbers early in the year, he has been so patient in this game, just letting the game come to him.
I think you can say that about all Adelaide players. I've been most impressed with Kevin Brooks, the same thing.
Bruce Bolden drives to the hole. Scotty McGregor with another left-hand tip.
Obviously likes those left-hand tips off the rebound.
Darnell Mee to Riley. No-look pass is tipped. Here comes Aaron Trahere. Brad Williams. Trahere thought about the three. Nice drive and dish to Bruce Bolden.
Aaron Trahere, again, dribble penetration and dish. Aaron Trahere is really coming to the party. Here's the replay on it. You can see Trahere gets past Riley and Mee. Catalini has to come to help, and that leaves Bolden wide open right under the basket.
12-point lead Adelaide have on the Kings, 92 to 80. Some good defense from Brad Williams on Mee. As he spins, gives it to Catalini, another spin, charge. And he was out of control on that drive.
The shot clock was also running down, and Adelaide just didn't really look organised in that offensive set. Martin Catalini really had to force the action there. Good help side defence from Bruce Bolden.
And the Sydney Kings, with that turnover by Adelaide, can knock it down to 10 with a two-point basket. Trahere. Darnell Mee is all over him. He goes to the hole anyway. Nice block by Catalini. Another block. Brad Williams. Bruce Bolden. He's fouled.
Good job.
Again, I think good endeavour showed by both teams there. There's plenty of desire out there, that's for sure.
Hare felt like he was fouled, but Catalini just got upstairs for a couple of very nice blocks, and you can see Bruce Bolden getting hammered, so he goes to the line. And wasn't he the difference in the game against the Tigers last weekend?
At this stage, Steve, do you think minds are starting to tick over? Sydney saying we've been here before, Adelaide saying, oh no, we've seen this on tape all through the week, because they would have watched that Melbourne game quite a few times.
And like you said, the confidence level, if they could just kind of stick around the 10-12 mark, they probably feel like they could very easily win this game. This is a tough matchup. Me and Shane Heal. Nice dish over to Kevin Brooks. His game is so nice.
Complete game, has the all-round, has all the tools. What I really like about Kevin Brooks so far tonight is he's had 26 points, 12 rebounds, and he hasn't forced himself on the game. He's let the game come to him, and he's just fitted in. If there's a score needs to be had, he's stepped up to do it, but he hasn't tried to force any of the action, and that's a sign of a quality player.
They're bumping, they're pushing, clogging up the middle. Once again, now's the ideal time. Turn the corner on him, penetrate, kick, jump shoot it. We're in for the rebound. All right. Once again, defensively, just a little bit of communication. All right. And then let's pick up the tempo, maybe about 10%. All right. Offensively, let's make sure we know what we're in. If we got the quick execution, we're going with it. If not, let's run our stuff. All right. Let's go to work, guys. There we go.
There's a shot of Stephen Jackson's ankle, obviously strapped with ice now, and I doubt that we'll see him for the remainder of the evening. Phil Smythe was really just reinforcing things to the Adelaide team then. If they've got the fast break, take it. If not, they're in the half-court offense, be patient, send the ball through sets of hands and get a good shot.
Well, they have been doing that, and as long as they play their game, I think that they can probably pull this one out. It's always tough to keep playing that way when you're playing to protect the lead instead of just going out there and playing your aggressive game that got you the lead. It seems to happen so often. Shane Heal steps back, tough shot. Doesn't get the roll. Aaron Trahair with another big rebound. Crowd don't like it. Sydney Kings ball. Aaron Trahair looking to be a force late in the basketball game. Scotty McGregor with that left hand. Too hard. Kick pass to Mark Davis for the jam.
Catalini, another big rebound, starts the fast break off. Mark Davis finishes it with authority.
Trahair.
There's Davis, as you can see, just authority all the way. No, if your hand got in between that, he was going to break it anyway.
On the other end, Scotty McGregor was able to hit a baseline jump shot to go.
Since the last time out, we've come up, we're really going up and down. The pace has really picked up again.
It's been a quality game. Not a great shooting percentage, but both teams really hitting the offensive glass hard. As Scotty Ninnis checks in for Brett Maher. 36ers keeping fresh bodies in here in the fourth quarter. Me to Scotty Ninnis. Catalini's double teamed. He passes out of that. Ninnis goes baseline to Catalini. That's short on the glass. And Scotty McGregor tries to prevent Mark Davis from getting an offensive board. That's a very difficult task.
Hard one to see, but the umpire was right on the action, so we'll have to say that foul was there.
Well, they usually don't make them up.
I don't know about that, Steve.
Here's your chance. Darnell Mee has Aaron Trahair on him, 13 against 13. Mee goes right. Nice little fall away jump shot.
Lovely move from Darnell Mee. The on-ball screen came, and Darnell Mee tried to jump to adjust to the on-ball screen.
Brad Williams, Aaron Trahair drives to the hole again. Nice move.
Penetration straight down the middle. Sydney are doing a good job of just hanging in. There's Trahair getting down the middle. No help at all coming from Adelaide. But when he drives right down the middle of the keyway, it's hard to get help there.
Mark Davis makes a move to the middle and travels. The Sydney Kings shooting 39% in this basketball game. They came into the game
shooting 52% as a team coming in. The rebounding stats, 36ers killing the Kings, 39-16.
And that's Shane Heal going right. He hits a nice sweet shot going off the glass. The free throw percentage all Adelaide. Mark Davis kicks it back out. Catalini one-on-one with Scotty McGregor. Goes inside, may have gotten away with a hook with that right arm.
He looks very tough when he gets down the low post, and there's no traps coming. He looks hard to stop.
Shane Heal looking to create, gets it to Bruce Bolden. That's short. Dennis, you have got to try and get an angle on Scotty Dennis. It's a foot race. Not only is he fast, but he's strong.
Good intelligent foul by Bruce Bolden. He stopped the fast break, make Sydney take the ball from the side, make Adelaide take the ball from the side.
Mark Davis gets a round of applause from the crowd here at the Clipsal Powerhouse. And it's really been a team effort for Adelaide tonight. They've put a pretty good game together so far. Catalini to Kevin Brooks. Isolation. That's a bad shot. That's about the first bad shot he's taken all night. Maybe playing for the foul. Another offensive board by Adelaide. Aaron Trahair's holding Darnell Ming.
Perhaps we'll credit Matty Nielsen with some good defense there on Brooks. He stayed down in his stance and really made it tough for him. There's a replay of me going around Aaron Trahair. Again, they've got to be down in a stance and can't let that easy penetration happen like that.
That's a good move. We really do have to give Matty Nielsen some credit on defense there. He didn't really go for those fakes like he had been earlier in the game.
He's certainly got a tough assignment there, and you know, to keep Brooks in check in the last quarter has been a good job.
Matt, Azza, Scotty, that's you. Shane, we want to run the quick hit on the push. So you're down. Two screens for Azza coming high. Scotty, you're through the corner. That's you, Shane. But run it twice. See if we can get a couple. See if we can get a couple looks at the three and get it down. Really get it down right now. All right. Then run a pick coming back the other way. Which, Matt, you're going to set a screen for Shane coming this way. That's going to be you, Scotty. You're going to screen for Matty, and then Matt's going to the ball. All right, let's go now. Two pushes, and then a pick.
And Billy Thompson just said designing a couple of quick hit plays for the Kings. He wants to get just one or two passes and a good clean shot. Try and knock down a couple of quick threes to get them right back in. 6 minutes, 28 seconds to go. There's still plenty of time. Only 12 points in it. I think stops are very important at this stage.
Well, that's right. They've scored enough points to win a normal basketball game, but they have had no answer for Adelaide at the defensive end of the floor. No matter what the Sydney Kings try to do, Adelaide has an answer for it and have scored regularly. Darnell Ming only has 8 points. He hasn't been a real force offensively, but he's been very busy in the other areas of the game. Trahair from way out. And that's why Sydney can get right back into the basketball game so quickly.
Never count them out. Trahair from a long way out. It was just what Coach Tomlinson ordered, though.
Back screen, Nelly, back screen.
It's a tough move. Just NBA 6'8" in the low post. Quick as you like. Just drove around Matt Nielsen like he wasn't there. Do that quick spin to the baseline. Come up with a hook shot on the other side of the basket. Foul, 2 points count, to the line for the 1 bonus point.
Wow. I mean, that just sums it up right there. He's been hurting them all night with those fallaways and those medium range shots. Just had the instincts to go to the inside. And another offensive board. 3-point shot. Oh, that hurts.
That really hurts. Big shot from Mar from downtown, coming off the offensive rebound.
McGregor for three. Off the mark, Manny Nielsen tries to come up with the board. See their temper starting to flare, a little bit of frustration. Manny Nielsen was holding the basketball, and Martin Catalini went to strip him from it. He didn't appreciate it. I think he got a little bit more arm than ball.
It's just starting to get to that time of the game now. Sydney needs something. Perhaps that's what Matty Nielsen was trying to do. Fire up his team. They need a little bit of something. Here we go. We'll see on the replay. Unfortunately, I think we missed the initial part of it.
Shane Heal having a word to Martin Catalini, and he picks up a technical foul for taunting.
Here we go, back to the original incident that started it all. And really, Matt Nielsen should have given up the ball, which started all of that in the first place. The umpire probably should have teched him right off the get-go for a game delay.
Well, Kings have their work cut out for them. Adelaide have answered all night long to everything they've thrown at them.
Every time Sydney come down and hit a big three, Adelaide come back and answer straight away through a three-point play, or, you know, get to the foul line. Sydney just can't seem to make it any inroads after 10 points. They get it back to 10, and then Adelaide will spread it back out.
They have done a good job of beating a good team here. Sydney have stayed close in this game. An errant pass from Aaron Trahair, a little bit too much steam on that for Manny Nielsen to catch. But Sydney have hit some big shots, but like you said, Adelaide have had an answer for everything. Dean Brogan sticks into the game for Adelaide to Darnell Mee for three. He's off the mark. Crowd booing Manny Nielsen. Shane Heal goes to the basket. And the 36ers have been very conscious of when he goes to the basket, he's looking to pass.
He has. In fact, I think he could look to score more. I think with the Sydney Kings tonight, Shane has tried to create everything for himself. His shots, his assists. They need to start to try and get Shane a little bit open so he can get some good open looks.
When he comes off a couple of screens, he's hit the shots. Shane Heal from Shane Heal. Big rebound from Darnell Mee, but he can't gobble it up. Not many players can shoot from that distance.
No. Some people can't see the basket from that distance. But as I said before, Shane Heal's got extremely strong wrists, and his shot is all wrist.
See, those are the type of calls you don't get when you had a bit of a confrontation with a ref or a player. And Adelaide just keep on coming. Another offensive board. Brogan gets it back to Mar, and they'll run a little bit of clock off in their half-court game. 4.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Adelaide trying to finish off the Sydney Kings. Reese to Mar. Mar with a little step-back jumper of his own. Mee with a big tip. That's good.
Adelaide are just out hustling Sydney now, showing a lot more desire.
Heal with the drive, and he needs to do more of that. Take the shot himself. 111-93. And that silenced the crowd for a moment. Brogan. To Reese. Darnell Mee. Crossover dribble. Nice move, and he gets it to go. Adelaide 36ers over the Sydney Kings. Heel with a hop and a skip and a soft one off the glass that Bruce Bolden helps in. Kings answer again, but they need some stops. Kevin Brooks, the man of the evening. Ball reversal to Mead. Back to Brooks for three. A little bit short on the iron. Aaron Trahair with another board. Trahair. Tough shot. Doesn't go. Brogan's back. Nice move. Reverse layup over Matty Nielsen and a score.
Great outlet pass from Brett Maher started the fast break. Dean Brogan up and under for the little hook shot on the opposite side of the rim.
Heel off the glass is no good. Mead, he's got numbers. Tamar, all day to spot up. In and out. Reeves gets a piece of it, but it's Sydney Kings ball. Rosen's going to come in for Shane Heel, who was bothered in this game with a stomach virus. Wasn't feeling 100%. He's one of the top players in the league for minutes played. He played a lot of minutes tonight. Nielsen. Brad Williams can't find anything. Whitehead, tough shot. Bruce Bolden gets a piece of it. No. Kevin Brooks. Oh, off his own foot. And Adelaide will chew up some more this time. Less than 2 minutes to play. Me for three. No good. Nielsen. Tough pass. Can't pull it in. 4 on 2. Nice dish to Sapwell, and he finishes it off. Adelaide not letting up.
Dean Brogan certainly bothering the stats man. He might not have many minutes, but he's racking up the stats. Assists, points, rebounds.
Darnell Mead pulls down another rebound.
Adelaide are absolutely slaughtering the Kings on the board. 47 to 20. And that tells the story right there.
Well, obviously Adelaide's going to come away with this win. A minute 10 left here in the ball game. Up 117 to 95. What are some of the things you'd be telling your club? You're the Sydney Kings. What are some of the things you'd be telling them? This is their first loss. They got hit by a buzzsaw tonight.
They did. They got hit by a very hot Adelaide team in their home building. What Sydney have got to do is concentrate on tomorrow now. They can't lose focus. You're not going to go through a whole season in the NBL and win every game. So it's important now that they learn from their errors from tonight and they get ready to face Brisbane tomorrow night in their home building.
Marr to Kevin Brooks. He's got Brad Williams on it. A smaller player loses the handle. Good hustle by Whitehead and Rupert Sapwell. That'll be Sydney Kings ball.
Good hustle, Steve. Good hustle, Whitehead. Good hustle, son.
Rosen driving into 2 players. He picks up a foul. And Brad Rosen will go to the line. You see him just driving up. Foul, but I don't know how he was ever going to get that shot off. He wasn't facing the basket. He goes to the free throw line, and he continues to be perfect from the free throw line this year. That'll take him to 4 for 4 on the year. Adelaide. To Darnell Mee. They'll run some more time off the clock. No real reason to foul. This game's over. Brooks from three. In and out. Nielsen, who's getting booed from the crowd, gets the jam, but it misses. Brad Rosen steps back out. Can't get it to go. Whitehead. He misses the layup. Brad Williams gets fouled by Dean Brogan. And the Adelaide crowd comes to their feet. As this game is over, the Adelaide 36ers 119 to 99. And hasn't this been some basketball game? Kevin Brooks was sensational. If it seems like it's a little unorganized out there, Brad Williams went to the free throw line. There was no time left on the clock. But Brad Williams went to the line, and there's a hobbling 19-year-old Steven Jackson getting some help from his teammates as he leaves the court. What a sensational game. The Calypso powerhouse, the Adelaide 36ers 119, the Sydney Kings 100. Well, we've got an even competition all around this year. Some very good teams. Not just the traditional powers in the league, but everybody is giving everyone a run for their money on a given night. Phil Smythe talking to his star, Kevin Brooks. Let's check out the stats at full time. As we said, 119 to the Sydney Kings, 119-point win. Not a great shooting percentage, but it was all those second effort shots that they were getting on the Sydney Kings. Look at that. 100 shots. The Sydney Kings 97 at 39%. The Sydney Kings shooting 52% on the year. Free throws going to Adelaide, 18 of 20 from the field. From the free throw line, the Sydney Kings 11 of 17 at 64%. Three-point shooting, Adelaide didn't connect on Mee. Darnell Mee missed quite a few, shooting 29%. Turnovers, Sydney Kings 17 to 13. Top scorers in the match, no doubt, Kevin Brooks was the man. 28 points, effortless 28 points. Brett Maher 24, Darnell Mee 14. Mark Davis came off the bench. He was sensational with his 12. John Riley, he'll get some more playing time. And the Sydney Kings top scorer was Aaron Trahair. Balanced attack, but not enough. They needed to do it at the defensive end. Whitehead 18, Nielsen 16, Shane Heal 16, Bruce Bolden and Scott McGregor with 10. But the man of the hour and the man of the night is with David Ingham.
Kevin, 28 points, 14 rebounds. You're obviously feeling very comfortable with your teammates and your surrounds here at the Calypso Powerhouse?
Yeah, without a doubt. It's easy to feel good over here. This is a good city and a good organization. We came out, we really played well. I owe it to my teammates. They got me the ball where I can score at, and once I got started, I found the rhythm, and it was all good.
Lots of desire and dedication shown out there tonight. Rebounding, you really killed Sydney on the boards, and I thought it was just a total team effort.
Well, Coach wasn't too happy with our rebounding effort the first half. I mean, we came back second half, we concentrated on giving them one shot. Everybody pitched in, and it's a big win for us, a big win for the fans, and it's a big rivalry between the Kings and us. We haven't beaten them in a long time, even back before I was here, so it was a big win tonight.
And now up against next week against the Melbourne Tigers and Andrew Gaze. Do you know much about Andrew Gaze?
I heard he shot 50 3/4 the other night, so that's all I need to hear. I'm already familiar with him from the States and back in Seton Hall. I know he can fill it up. They're a very good ball club, defending champs, and right now we got some momentum going to that game, so we feel good about it.
And another home game, that'll be 5 in a row for Adelaide next week.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty good scheduling. I don't know who done it, but we got 6 in a row at home, and it's good for us to come here and maybe get a win streak going on the road.
Okay, then, thanks very much, Kevin, and a great game.
All right.
Well, Kevin Brooks, all class for the Adelaide 36ers. Excellent game tonight. 219 points scored by both of these teams. But we've got more tomorrow night. The Newcastle Falcons versus the Townsville Suns, and Derek Rucker is in red-hot form, and that game is live at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time at the Newcastle Entertainment Center. And what a beautiful game we had here. 119 to the Sydney Kings 100. And from the Calypso Powerhouse in Adelaide, it's Steve Carfino on behalf of everybody here at Fox Sports saying good night.
This has been a Fox Sports production.